Okay, I'm Rickard Friberg, and this is from Chapter 2 in my macroeconomics textbook. We're going to be looking at the price below the equilibrium level, so an upward price pressure. Okay, so in this example, there's quantity demanded for, I guess, strawberries, we said. It's equal to 10 minus P, and there's quantity supplied equal to minus 2 plus P. And as I explained in another video, when we want to draw this, we express, instead of drawing the demand function, we draw the inverse demand function. So we solve for P. So P equals 10 minus Q. Instead of having quantity as a function of price, we draw price as a function of quantity. So two ways of saying the same thing. And similarly, for the supply, we solve for price there as well. So supply function is given by 2 plus quantity. Okay. So we can draw those as we've done in a previous video. So we have price in euros on the vertical axis. We have quantity in boxes of strawberries on the horizontal axis. There's a supply. This is 2 plus Q. And there's a demand with an intercept of 10 here and a slope of minus 1. Okay. So, and we've solved in a previous video for the equilibrium price and quantity, price of 6 and quantity of 4. But now we'll be looking at what happens if price, for some reason, is below the equilibrium price. So let's look at a, just as an example. This example, we're just pulling this from a hat, P equals 4. Okay, so what if the price for some reason were equal to 4? How would things look in this market? Okay, so we have price on the vertical axis. We'll look here, price of 4. We can see what would be happening here. Pull a line, a price line like that. So we could say essentially, well, you know, we're traveling along here, and what happens? Boom, here. What do? Well, we intersect with the supply curve. How much are firms willing to supply at a price of 4? Well, that's given by the supply curve. Okay, so we have that here, or we could solve. So, oops. So quantity supplied equals what? Well, it's minus 2 plus the price at which we're looking. So 4, and that equals 2. So supplied quantity in this case is equal to 2. That's how much suppliers are wanting to supply when the price is equal to 4. Okay, what about demand? Well, you know, that's not where demand is. Demand at a price of 4, we have to, you know, keep on walking. These boots are made for walking all the way out here. Okay, so what's the point here? Well, then we look at the demand. So QD equals to 10, right? Intercept minus the price, and now we're interested in the price of 4. So that's 6 boxes of strawberries. Okay, so 6 units are demanded, only 2 are supplied. The difference between these are what we call an excess demand. So there's excess demand of 4 units here. 6 minus 2 equals to 4. Okay, what would be, you know, the expected developments in a case like this? Well, if it's a well-functioning market, you note that there's lots of people who want to buy. There's much more units demanded than there are units supplied. We would expect an upward pressure on prices. So this would be, you know, back in the real world, we would be seeing lines forming. We would be seeing so black market developing. We would also presumably be seeing, you know, some of suppliers noting that, you know, if the price were 5, there would still be no problems finding customers who are willing to purchase at that price. Okay, firms here are price takers, but still you get the logic that at a slightly higher price, there would still be many who demand the product at that price. Okay, so there would be an upward pressure on the price. Okay. Sometimes one is met with the question, doesn't supply and demand always meet? In some sense, there cannot be more units demanded or bought than what there are supplied. And I think the important thing to remember here is that demand gives how much consumers are willing to purchase at that price. Doesn't say they can. This could be demand for I don't know, something that's unique. Okay, there's only one. Okay. At a very low price, if it's an attractive product, you might have thousands of people who want to purchase it, but there's only one available. Okay, that's supply. Okay, so at a low price, we might well have a situation where many want to purchase, few want to sell, and the difference between the two are excess demand. Okay, and when there's an excess demand, we expect an upward pressure on prices in this market. Okay.